It's
just
just
you and me.
Chat's listening to some fantasy ambiance, if you will. Some ambiance.
Ambiance. Some ambiance.
Yeah, you gotta love that ambiance, man.
Ambiance.
Dude, I like an ambiance. It's
And
like,
Ambiance.
you make it sound like a croissant. Like I like a buttered ambiance
oh,
for breakfast.
Ambiance. When it's
Um,
nice and flaky and golden.
Yeah, for
Ambiance. Yeah.
But we are live. We're doing the thing. That means we're all here for Dawn of Worlds. Chat, welcome. If you're here, and if you're not, that's okay. Trickle in. You're welcome. I would love. F Skater is in the chat and also on screen, so that doesn't mean much at all. But hey, I'll bow to the Overlord. He had a recent birthday. Happy birthday, Trevor!
Thank you. Thank you.
Congratulations.
Day of birth.
Another
You leveled
revolution
up.
around the sun. Yeah.
I know.
dude, I was there. It was so cool.
For the revolution around the sun, you were there the whole time.
Yeah.
I mean, technically me too.
I suppose yes. We were
Yeah.
we were on the planet, so we were with you the whole time. We're with you every step of the way, buddy. We got your back,
We should have sent a camera to the moon and taken a group selfie.
right?
Oh, yeah.
true.
Also, shout out to Brad Chan, the fanboy, who followed us about 20 minutes before we went live tonight. I'm not sure why or what sent you, but welcome, and we're glad you're here.
We appreciate it.
Hopefully you're able to stop by tonight and watch some of the stream.
Dude, look at the
Brad
amount
Chen,
of
the
stuff you got.
fanboy, is a fantastic guy. He's super duper duper awesome. He's also my son.
Oh, rad!
Aw.
That's awesome. Well, definitely. Then we need to thank Wash for the publicity. This collab's
Yes.
paying off already. No, just kidding. The collab is paying off because Wash is an excellent collaborator for fantasy stuff. Which is a great segue into introducing to our chat. If you haven't been here for the other two Dawn of Worlds, we're joined also by Wash Brunello. He has his own Twitch channel. In fact, I'll give him a shout out in the chat really quick. Wash Brunello. Bam. He's painting every creature in the Monster Manual as a minifigure, and it's rockin'. He also made a Wing Badger mini and painted it with our colors, and that's freaking awesome.
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
So, anyway, yeah, that's great. Thanks for being here, Wash. Appreciate you.
Yeah, I'm super excited, and I'm always a pleasure to hang out with you guys.
And then over here, you'll note we've got Jake and Matt and me all in the same stream.
What a rarity.
We hardly ever do that anymore.
What's that?
Rip you two. I'm pretty much always here, but rip you two.
I was with my family at Lake of the Ozarks enjoying a nice time at the lake, and I did not bring my computer as to disconnect and as to enjoy the family time, but I'm glad to be back. I heard that Sniper Elite with crippled Josh was an experience.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
I have had a medical incident. It's this finger. A drone flew into it and sliced it up, and it's not looking so great. So it's in this splint, and I move a little bit slower, but I only need my right hand to draw on this Photoshop map, so it's going to be fine tonight. But playing shooters is a different game altogether when you don't have the finger you use to interact, melee, or walk to the right. That made things interesting. But I think
Yes.
Matt would agree that I still did a really good job.
You did something, sport.
I was present. I got the participation.
You
trophy.
did participate.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I feel like maybe we should hop into it. And to hop into it, I actually asked Wash, who is also a dungeon master and creator. I was like, hey, dude, do you want to recap the lore so far? And he very graciously agreed to do so. So maybe we'll just hey, take it away. Tell us about the history of Urugda.
Cool. Do you want to cue up some very dramatic fantasy music for a very dramatic fantasy reading?
I don't have any dramatic fantasy music, but I might be able to find a different ambiance for us. If you want me to do that, I will look into it right now. It's happening. I just need you to be patient with me, man.
Whoa.
Quit rushing me. Why are you rushing
What's
me like that,
rushing?
dude? Just
Rush
just
him.
calm down, man.
Rush.
Rush.
Just
Josh,
spring it
fun
on you.
fact, there's actually a lot of pressure right now.
Wow, dude. I don't know.
yeah.
I didn't study for this test at all.
Thousands of pounds of newtons.
So
You
many.
requested
so
a
many
dramatic
mutants.
reading and
Are we
didn't have
turning-
dramatic music prepared.
No,
How
I
dare
have fantasy music playing. I
Rookie
just didn't
mistake.
know.
Oh.
I didn't know it was a dramatic reading. I just
What
wanted a
is
lore
wrong
recap,
with
man.
this man?
Amateur
You're
hour.
killing me right now. You're killing me, Smalls.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe you should just do it with the music I have. You know, maybe
Yeah,
you
okay.
should just suck it up and
Well-
participate.
Wow.
You know what? We'll
Adam.
just we've got some decent music playing on the back end here with Jake stuff, so we'll roll with that, and you'll just have to engage your mind into some more
Hey.
I don't think my
dramatic
music's that bad.
fantasy music.
Come on.
I can't hear it though. Is the thing is like, so I'll just engage my mind and imagine that your
Yeah.
music is as cool as Jake's music.
Yes.
Real quick,
100%.
audio thing with the stream. It seems like we're kind of muted, and there's static.
No, you're hearing. I mean, it's an ambient, so you're hearing like white noise and stuff in it. But I can turn it down.
Oh, the white noise.
There's like a
that's
waterfall.
intentional.
It's waterfall.
Oh,
I just
it's a
turned off the
waterfall.
waterfall
Oh.
for Matt's sensitive ears.
My ears are
Yeah,
so
it's-
sensitive.
It sounds good on my end when I listen to the stream. So
Okay, might be.
Dramatic reading in 3, 2, 1.
Let's do it.
Our world, our clay, is beginning to flower. Our long buried seeds have begun to grow, to take root and claim their place in this world. Uregda. Sea, stone, forest, field, and sky all herald as the new homes of our peoples. The arachnids of the world, of the wood, cunning and silent. The wheatlings of the field, flourishing and fervent. The druids, a melting pot, uniting all to return to the land. The Itu, lofty and wise. The merfolk, keepers of the lifeblood secrets. And many others. This age brought much life. But all things need to be balanced. The mortals must be tested. We must know if they will last longer than the last world. We pulled stone from the sky, cut a gaping wound through the ground, entrenched draconic titans, and still the Uregda moved on. Her people survived, adapted, flourished, and have rooted themselves in their home. Kotix, Oara, Gumteos, Kelnor. It is time once again that we return to the land, our gaze turned to the people. They have earned their right to call Uregdal home, but how will they fare against each other? Let us move our hands once more.
Trevor and I had the same reaction. We were like,
We're all
That
moving
was
our
so
hands.
good.
That was really good.
that was really good.
I think my ambience fit with it. Just saying.
Nice.
I think what we got going on here works with what you got going on there. Chat, I know that this map is pretty small because you have just like the full might of Photoshop dominating your screen, but as we go, I'm going to be zooming in on different pieces of it, so you'll be able to see what's happening in each piece of the map and hopefully get the fuller picture as we sort of go along here.
Is
That's
it like
the
The Photoshop can be overwhelming for sure.
Is it like a full picture, but it's the next? They're rebooting it, so it's fuller picture.
Yes, that's exactly what it is.
Okay.
Yeah. Cool.
I don't know if I get that reference.
Fuller
It's
House.
Fuller House, yeah. And
Oh, I was for some reason thinking Full Metal Alchemist. Then
Jake
it'd be
is
like Full
actually
Picture
6,
Brotherhood.
so he doesn't get any references.
Got him.
So in Josh's mind, just to clarify, I like Mountain Dew. I think Josh is the best sniper, and I'm 6.
Also, you have
That's-
terrible taste in pizza
And
toppings.
I have terrible taste in pizza toppings. That's Josh's general mental image of me.
You're very one-dimensional. What can I say?
Yeah.
That's me.
For those of you at
Oh.
home watching, the way this game works is each round we accumulate a number of power points, which we are then able to spend on different world events, such as shaping the land, creating a civilization, ordering that civilization to do something. So, for example, we get points by rolling 2d6, 2 6-sided die. We add those together, they become our points for the round. I might then decide, you know what I want to do is I want a crisis to befall one of Washburnellow's civilizations, one of Zanir's precious Hematetians. And what I can then do is look at my chart, see how much it costs. I can see, a catastrophe is 10 points. And as long as I have 10 points, I make that happen. It becomes lore, and our moderator, Kotix /Trevor, writes it down on the tabloid history of Urugda. And that's what happens. So that's really the basis of the
Get
game.
your newspaper. I'm just standing out in the world handing out lore papers.
You're actually the town crier. Like, Kotix is who you're playing right now, but in the game, there's going to be a town crier named Trevor with a big spreadsheet carved into a stone tablet. Like, let me see what happened in that year.
Yeah, and if I want
you go.
like one of the Excel auto features, instead of like it doing anything automatically, it's just a different person whose only job is to do that one.
Oh, I love that.
Gotta delegate.
Of course, automate.
That's
It's
hilarious.
just good leadership, man.
Right.
But I did want to make a Microsoft Office joke when Josh first said PowerPoints.
Yes.
I was, yeah.
I rolled through as quickly as I could to avoid it, but thanks for bringing that
It's
back
tough.
up.
It's
That's
tough
good,
on
you know?
Discord. If it was in real life, I would have interrupted you. But
Yeah.
So Matt, have you watched and been following? Like, do you know what's been happening in this world?
you better say yes. Yeah, you better.
Yeah.
Um,
I got a quick rundown actually. So I've got an idea of what's happening.
Should I
If
give
you're
you a quick
rundown-
tour of the map, Matt? Just like a left to right tour so you can see where stuff is?
If you want to do that again, sure. And
Okay.
so that way the audience can see.
Yeah, for their benefit, right?
If
Yeah.
your rundown was what Wash said at the beginning, then we have a lot to go
No,
over.
no.
No. So up here we have the continent name, Urugda. And then this is the western edge of the continent where the giant seafaring spiders live. I have also introduced, chat, since the last age, I've introduced all of the Player's Handbook core races, so I'll go over where they are too. Also in the northeast, or the northwest here, we've got Tieflings. Now the Tieflings have two civilizations neighboring each other. There is a pure Tiefling society and a corrupt Tiefling society, so there's some positive and negative alignments going on. So on the left here we have Adruj, which is the sort of purified Tiefling society, and then on the right here we have Odristan, which is the corrupted Tiefling society, and they each have two cities, and you can see that this river is kind of a point of contention for the two of them. So there's a lot of sort of skirmishing that would happen over that river. Down here we have the Dirt, which are creations of Awara, the goddess of trade. And their city Tumbleweb, which is the beginning point of their network of tunnels, which will ideally crisscross the whole continent at some point. Right now, they mostly are working on this western side of the continent. And they've also got their subrace, the Beaver Folk, which are the same thing, except instead of being in the dirt, they're in the water. And that's the Beaver Folk.
That is them.
On the far, sort of to the far southwest here, we have Thraxenhau's domain. Thraxenhau is an ancient white dragon who has been relatively unchallenged in this incredibly resource-rich space of the map. So I'm wondering if perhaps there will be some contention there in this age. And then down here at the very southern southwest corner of the map, there is the glacier Namediz, and on it, Namet, the fountain of selfless wishing. The merfolk have taken up a residence in the waters to the south here, and they have their city of Natiri. They're mostly a clan-based society, but they still have just sort of one city where their tribunal is and where a lot of their arts and culture culminate. And it also has the academy, which is the foremost university in the world at this point in time. Down here we have the continent of Ko, created when Kotix, god of nature, decided, you know what, F that stretch of land, and literally just split it off of the continent, blew on it, and made it float out into the southern space of the world here. The continent of Ko has a sentient moose wandering it, an avatar of Kotix himself. And then there are also some sentient Arctic creatures, and I decided that this continent would also be the birthplace of gnomes. It just seemed sensible to me for them to emerge somewhere that's very nature-rich and in touch with Kotix. There's also it's not quite a city. I believe you described it more as a citadel, but the formation of Whiteshire, and it includes Druidic U, the university for druids. It's like a trade school for druids to go to. Then we have Loden's Crater up here, which is where a comet smashed into the world and introduced the 300 Years of Darkness.
Named after a user in chat. Shout out
Yes.
to...
Oh, yes. Shout out to Loudon7, who came up with the crisis and who we named the crater after, and also introduced Loden's stones to the world, which are the ore that you can mine from that rock, which is magnetic. They're lodestones. So that's pretty dope. We have the abandoned civilizations of No Wood, No Stone, and well, No Stone might not be abandoned, but No Wood and Rustfree are abandoned Hemetetian civilizations because Zanir, God of Order, demanded that the Rock people, the Hemetetians, dig deeper into the world. However, someone, we're not sure who, we don't think blame is constructive at this point, introduced a catastrophe to that civilization, and they actually discovered an underground Drow civilization and have been at war with them for some 700 years at this point, working on continuing their exploration underground.
Still going strong.
Right in the center of the map, we have Kavor's domain. Kavor is an ancient gold dragon, and the Kavarites, which are a multiracial draconic civilization of cartographers, live nearby, including their city of Fladena. To the west of them are the Apesh, which is the human society, and north of them are the Hill Dwarves, the Udril. The Hill Dwarves are the first recorded kingdom, like the first one to be arranged in society where there is a king, and then he has, like the court that work for him, whatever. It's all. So that's the first recorded kingdom in the world. There's also the Kavoridae, a dragonborn society. They're a tribal nomadic folk that live up here in the north. Then we've got the Seswana, which is the Aasimar sacred city. And just to the south of that is the A2, where they live on Zanir's floating peak. The A2, cool fact about those bird people, they have figured out electricity and wind power. And we haven't quite gotten as far as how they're harnessing it yet, but they spent a lot of the last civilization developing and getting ahead. So that's a thing that they've got going for them. And in partnership with the Kavarites, and specifically a guild within there, they are working on creating trade routes that crisscross the entire world, while the draconic cartographers are mapping those trade routes and then getting the maps to other people. So there's a partnership between, it's the Eos Lore Foundation is the guild that they're working with. To the north of them is also the Goat Folk, which are the centaurs but with goat lower halves, and they are advanced at war magic. It's their thing. It's what they're known for. They're the best at it. And to the south of the A2 is Acria, which is the Mountain Dwarf Society, right in the center of this mountain range, sort of picking up not right where the Hemetetians were, but in the general vicinity and probably taking some of their architectural inspiration from them. There's the Mountain Dwarf Society. This portal, which is right next to the Acria, that actually shoots you right back over to the giant seafaring spiders. So, rip people who go through that portal. Then we've got the Wheatlings here. Now, the Wheatlings and the Rootlings once lived in the breadbasket of the world, and at some point that breadbasket dried up, and it turned out that the source of those natural resources was a magical item, and that magical item got moved. And that's why there's only now one 30-mile stretch of space, because Zanir, their creator, intervened on their behalf and set aside a 30-mile expanse to basically be their chosen land. And so their holy city of Oat is dead center in that 30-mile space, and it's where they're really nailing their agriculture. But then they've also evolved into Rootlings, who are really good at subterranean agriculture, and so they don't depend on the weather as much. To the east of them, we have the Druids of Chorus and the Druids of Verse. They all live in the Jungle of Songs, but it was split by a giant tornado that raced through it. We don't know whose fault that was. We don't think blame is constructive for that either. But it was split, and that's how they ended up there. And then to the south here, just to cap things off, we have the Militant Elf Society of Ishane and their cities of Ambercliff and Ironguard. Now, this elf society is made up of elves and drow living among each other, and Ambercliff is actually the only access that they intended to the Underdark, where the drow live. So the Hemetetians, who have burrowed into the Underdark and are continuing their experience with them there, have created a new access to their world, which they're obviously a little bit contentious about. And then Ironguard is where they are working on their advancement, which is boats. They are the current only civilization in the world to have a navy, although the Hemetetians did come up with airships. So that's how things stand right now. I know that's a ton of information. Don't worry about retaining all of it. That's why we have the map, and we can always zoom in and look at things.
And the lore master.
Yeah, and the lore master, so you can also ask him. And that's basically where things begin. So let's all roll 2d6 to figure out how many points we're working with, and then lore master, you can tell us who's doing what and when.
I got a max roll, guys.
Nice.
Nice.
Peanuts.
I'm
I
working
got
with 9 points.
5.
9 big
I-
ones over here.
I also got 5 points.
I have 12.
Wait, can we high five across? Nope, that's the wrong
wait.
hand. Wait, wait, no, wait. We're
There we go.
Yeah.
boom, yeah, boom.
There we go.
We did it.
So coordinated, you guys.
Yeah.
Perspective,
That was
guys.
rad.
Yeah.
Let's try.
Just so
no.
everyone knows and is clear on it, if you end this round with 5 or less points, you get a +1 bonus to your roll next round. And if you
Man,
end
that's
that
gonna be
round
so
with
hard
5 or
for
less
me with
points,
5
you get
points. Dang.
+2. And if you do it again, you get +3. And it caps at +3, but you can keep that bonus going. So,
Cool.
So, my brethren, we welcome Kelnor to the Council of Gods, or whatever we want to call ourselves. We can workshop that name later.
I feel like Zanier's going to have a lot to say about the name.
But I would like to propose before we carry on in our methodic and intervention of this world that Kelnor be given a race. Since we've all had chances to spawn races, I believe he should be given a chance to found a population, and then
If he wants
on
one.
his-
I mean, don't force it on him. Let him be creative.
But like
Bro,
you know,
that's-
he missed the age of creation. sort of.
That's so chill of you. Wow,
I think that that's in
really
order.
appreciate that. What if I told you no?
Fine. I'm just giving you the opportunity and
As the
raising
god
it to
of
the
chaos,
council.
I would agree. I would be right on board with it. Let him find his own way. Let him innovate.
I'm just glad you all invited me here to be a part of this. I can't wait to teach everyone the proper way to host. 'Cause this is going to be great.
Alrighty. Well, then we shall kick it off with Gomtius in the year 11,000.
In the year 11,000, I looked upon my options and I decided
He really is taking his time.
I just had to read the thing, man. Gosh,
Sure.
get out of my face.
Sure.
This man's in my face, and I don't like it.
I'm actually
gonna
under your
spend-
face.
I'm gonna spend 6 points.
Nice.
6 points. We're gonna spend those 6 points corrupting some civilizations.
Dear.
Dang.
Of course you are.
things are too
'cause it's so
agreeable
much-
in this world. Things are
It's
too
so much
agreeable.
cheaper. It's cheaper point-wise to corrupt than it is to purify, I might add.
Well, maybe there's a lesson in that for everybody. Maybe there's an object lesson here.
I
Who
think
are
there
you
is, but
corrupting?
it's that the corruption is easy but not good.
The humans of Aspesh, their minds are easy to meld. We're going
Oh,
to
dang.
corrupt the human civilization by one degree. That brings them to a -1. And then I forgot to tell you about the orcs. Sorry, there's also orcs. They live right here.
Very
they're
orcish orcs. Is that what I see right there?
many orcish clans, but
Oh.
very orcish orcs is better.
That's-
They're
that's what I thought I
they're a
saw.
clan society, so they don't have like cities or anything, but there are orcs down here. But I'm also going to take this opportunity to corrupt the dirt folk -1.
Hey,
The dirt folk are
Hey.
going to get a little bit more self-absorbed because if they're crisscrossing the whole world with tunnels, like there's opportunities there for them to really put themselves first if they're strategic about this. And I just am not confident that they are being so far. So I just want to give them a little nudge. And I'm going to keep my last 3 points.
What is the total that dirt is at? Is it just -1?
The dirt, I believe, when Jake created them, were a +1. So the dirt would now be 0.
Let me.
Is that right, Jake? You made them a
I don't
+1?
remember.
Lore Master?
I'm finding that.
You know that I can't be bothered with such things as what happened 300 years ago or 600, however many years ago it was. I don't know what time it is. I don't wear a
yes.
watch.
They were +1, so their
Okay.
total would be 0 right now.
Okay.
Excellent. Excellent.
I didn't like that.
I
Oh,
yield the floor.
that's a good laugh, bro. That's a good laugh. I like
Thank
that laugh.
So that used 6 of your points.
Indeed. Leaving me with
I-
3 remaining.
Are you saving or doing anything else?
I am keeping them. I yield the floor.
Alrighty. We go to Zanir.
So, brother, in your cleaning up of this world map, I presume, and with the amount of time and effort you put into the Drow, I presume you made a layer for the Underdark.
No, I actually didn't. Do you want me to make one really quick? I can probably do that. Hang on one sec.
Because we might be going underground a good bit, at least with the dirt and
you're
the
right, that's
Hemetians and the Drow.
Mapping out the Underdark, you know.
You're right. We're about to see
True.
how good my Photoshop foo is. Hang on.
Hoya!
Didn't leave space for my mouse on my mouse pad because I'm using a stylus. Let's just do this. Bam. Great. We'll just copy. Oh, wait. We can turn off everything except the geography. That'll
No,
be good. Boop,
hey,
boop, bop. Oh,
The
we need that.
underground is really nice to like set up a party and host because you can set up the lighting and it never changes
Dude.
and it's really great.
that
I
didn't
really like that. So Matt is Kelnor, god of
hospitality.
hospitality, but your domain is stoners, right? Like that's
It's the chill domain.
yeah.
Listen,
Okay,
man,
that's gonna
we
be
don't
the
have
way.
to go that far. All right,
The Underdark is mellow.
Yeah.
it's just chill down there.
It's chill dudes down there, man. It's the Underdark. What do you expect?
Exactly.
Okay, wait. So we do this. Hang on. We're almost there. I promise. We're getting there, chat. We're
I
getting there.
believe
Work
in
with
you.
me. Work with me here. And I'll make a
Work
prettier
with
one that
you.
doesn't have floating mountains and stuff in it.
I just really like to make
we
it
get there?
easy on Josh. Is
Yeah.
all.
Yeah. I was so
He's so
ready for
pro.
this, you guys. I was so prepared.
I like to
Clearly.
push the
You know,
boundaries.
you had an Underdark all mapped out. I can't believe it.
Yeah. I totally had. I just need to make that layer visible. It's just
It's
just a
just loading.
second.
Yeah.
It's Photoshop's load times that we're working with here. That's the problem.
100%.
Yeah.
Hey
Of
DM,
course.
hey DM, what's the travel time to that area that you haven't prepped yet?
It's gonna be next session. We'll get there, I think, for sure. There we go. That's pretty cool looking.
Oh no, a Manticore meets you on the road. What you gonna do, guys?
Bam! There's the Underdark. Look at it.
It's so
Dark.
under and dark.
Yeah. Oh, and now it's rotating to the side. Stop it, Underdark.
Whoa!
Bad
Hey,
Underdark.
maybe it rotates at a different rate. You never know. Like, what if
I
it's
like
on like?
What if
I-
it's inverted, and it's actually looking at it up from the underside, so you actually have to flip it horizontally?
Wow, that sounds artistic and cool, and like I'm not gonna do it.
How could you've done this?
Okay, should I
to
do this
me?
on in white? Is that the right color here? No, white's not the right color. Maybe I'll draw on it in like red.
Ooh.
That
That's
should
Ooh, I
dramatic.
like that. Red or
Um,
purple?
Yeah, let's just do like a. There we go. We can work with some red. If I come down here, that should be super visible. Doot doot doot. Yeah, let's just make that a little bigger. Doot 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 doot. That's a little too big.
Yeah.
Doot doot doot. There we go. Okay, okay, hit me. We're in
Nice.
the Underdark.
The Hemetians are going to found a city. They've
Okay.
dug deep. They've encroached on the Drow
Yep.
territory, and they've been down here long enough, living nomadic. And they have carved out a place for themselves.
Is it straight under
and-
their other cities, or is it somewhere new?
It's a little southeast, winding and wending with the paths of the caves.
This far? Or
Not-
too
Did he
far?
have a name?
Not that far. Not that far. Maybe in like that. Maybe like 3 squares to the left of that.
Okay. Oh, that's not it. This one.
That's the tree. Yeah, about like down in there.
Okay.
Is it trees?
We're founding a city here. What are we calling it?
I totally had this already, Josh.
Yeah,
let's
you know,
just give
since
me a
I spent all this
second.
time on the Underdark, I'm sure you will have prepared the city name you want to use.
Yeah, you had a full turn to decide.
I
Are you
know,
doing
right?
like the Google patent, like pin?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
just my marker for stuff because it's really easy to draw quickly.
Is it the Hematian nation?
Hemetician.
So
Oh,
So the Hemeticians, they've had a lot of time to develop as a city, like as a people, and so like their use of language is going to be a little bit better than Nowood this time. But they've kind of been following down alongside of the geyser that was kind of erupting out of the city, and so the stone down here is very It's what's the term? It's like
Corroded?
waterlogged and
Oh,
it's waterlogged in a
Rocky?
lot of places. This place is going to be called Muxburg. Muxburgh.
Interesting.
Muxburg. Bam.
How close is it to the drows they're fighting?
Well, the drow are spread out. So, just to be clear, when we introduce a race, like we give them sort of a nation, but like they're everywhere. It's just that this is sort of the nation where there's the most of them. So, like in the Underdark, there are drow all over the place. Right here is the drow access. You know, or actually, I think it's a little bit further east than that. Let me check really quick. The drow. Oh, I should turn on all my other stuff now. All my other map features. Yeah, so the drow are there in Ambercliff. So if we turn this back on, the drow are... I lost my mouse. There it is. The drow are like right here.
Got it.
Ambercliff. Okay.
So yeah, the other races, they kind of have the potential to be everywhere. We definitely know
Right.
that they're in cities, but it's like until we talk about it, they may be there, they may not be there.
Yeah.
Excellent choice.
So.
Schrodinger's races.
Yes. Well, because like, what nation is actually all one race? You know, except maybe dwarves who have like tunneled, or the Hemeticians, like, you know, maybe those underground races. But
I mean, America is all humans. Just throwing that out there.
This is true.
True.
America.
that's true. But we haven't generated sub races. We haven't gone that far. So. But that's fair.
Well, you haven't met my friends, the mole people. So that's
The mole people are down here, I guess. If they're tunneling, they're probably over here.
yeah.
They've
Well,
probably.
Amir, after the success of your first city, are you or underground city? I should say. Anything else you would like to do?
I believe that is all 3 of my points because I am commanding the race to do that.
Nice.
So that brings me to 0. I rolled a 2 and a 1, guys. It was
Nice.
choice.
Gotta love it. Reminder to chat, you know, save up those points and you can use channel points to influence things that happen tonight.
That's true. If you look in the bottom left of the chat window, you'll see a little feather icon and how many feather points you have to spend. And that's where you do all the magic. Literal magic in this case.
This is true.
So, next in the initiative, it is I, Kotix, God of Nature. If we go back to the mortal upper ground world, I don't know, not the Underdark.
The overlight.
So, we are going to I believe portal creation was an event, right?
Yes.
I believe it was.
We are going to create an event using 9 of my 12 points, since I don't know
Okay.
if I'll ever have this many points again.
Okay.
We are going to have a portal go from the statue of myself in Ari Vale. It will be leading to the heart of Druid University.
Okay. So this is a portal number 2.
Yeah.
And then we just.
I'm
That's the
connecting
actual
my-
sound that crossing this world makes. And then over here is the
That's a
other
pretty awesome
portal
sound.
too. Yeah.
And so now my people have access to the Druidic University, and they become acquainted with my fellow animal city.
Your voice is cutting in and out. Would you mind pushing your
Oh.
mic a little bit closer to your
Sorry.
face? Thank you, Ben.
That is so. Yes, we have a portal going from me to me.
Nice.
The Mimi portal.
Yes.
It's my birthday present to me.
Yes, and now my 2 peoples shall be connected, and they have no idea where each other are geographically in this world. That doesn't matter.
Not until the map makers get there.
Yeah. But yes, these
Boom.
portals will hopefully
Ooh.
be safely guarded by both people, because I worked so hard to create them. So I still have 3 points, and I think I'm gonna save them.
Nice.
Very nice.
That brings us to Aura.
Me. Oara.
Oara, sorry, my bad.
It's okay.
I always forget.
They always. It's because I'm a goddess. Is it? Okay.
My eyes are up
Um,
here.
Yes. Okay. What do I want to do? I only have 5 points. I can command. Are my avatars still alive?
Any avatars that were alive at the end of the second age are still alive now.
Nice.
So I've got an avatar, Garlel, who's with the Kavarites. He's a dragon.
Uh-huh.
I think Wash has 2 avatars, right? He's got a Wheatling and a Hematetian
Mhm.
avatar, or a Darude now, a Darude avatar.
Yeah, Darude.
Sandstorm.
Yep.
Okay. So let's go over and look at how my underground mole people are doing.
Okay.
They're gonna have their time to shine in the third age for sure.
Have they reached the Underdark?
I don't know.
I don't think they've gone that far down.
Okay. Their goal isn't down. Their goal is out.
That's what I was thinking.
Okay. Like
Okay.
tunneling ants.
Yeah.
Yeah. So how can we measure their progress in their tunneling endeavors? Like, how do we want to do that?
Command race, I guess.
Like,
No, I think he
like
means on the
every
map.
time I do that, how much
Oh.
can they expand? Like, what's, you know what I mean? Because they've already expanded to at least the rivers.
Zinir,
So-
this is a rules question. You seem like a rules kind of guy.
Beaver
What are your thoughts?
So repeat the question, please.
When I do command race or command avatar to the dirt to expand their tunnel network, how should we measure their progress? How quickly should their tunnel network expand?
Let's see. So you're wanting to just expand out their territory, essentially.
Yes.
Well, I got like 1 tile for mine, expanding the forest.
This is true.
That's true. Yeah, they could go 1 tile at a time.
So what is their current borders?
Well, they don't really have borders because we haven't really established political nations, but they've had 400-ish years, I think, since you asked them to do this. So maybe we say they've gone 3 tiles in 2 directions, right? Because I'm assuming they're spreading out in multiple
Yeah.
directions.
Yeah.
So what if we do that? Just say that's how far they've gone.
Okay. Let's keep on my coming.
Okay.
So can I, if I do that, would that be okay? I can command my avatar to command those people, right? Is that a thing I can do?
Yes.
Command. I guess they can command order, but the order would be the order
I
that.
think this would be command race, wouldn't it? Or city?
If I command my avatar, which costs less, my avatar can command the city for me. So I think we're gonna do that. So that costs
Okay.
1 point.
As a reminder, each round in the third age is 1 to 5 years.
Yeah.
So just I was just wondering, should we just decide how long it takes to crisscross the whole world and then say, hey, if you do it this many times, then they've done it, rather than trying to actually map out the tunnels? Just for ease of management.
I don't see
I'm
why
fine
not.
with that.
They've had 500 years to work on it. So that's a pretty good head start. I would be willing to give them more than the 3 squares if we're not having to actually measure it. Should we say maybe 1,500 years to cover the whole continent? Does that seem fair? Is that not enough? Each square is 30 miles, so we're looking at
I'm at the mercy of you guys right now. Whatever you guys deem to be a fair amount of time.
I think if they went full send, I think that's enough time.
Are they doing it in methodical pattern, or are they just kind of crisscrossing wishy-washy? Are they orderly about it, or are they
They're more excited about expanding than making it super organized. So their tunnels are a bit more random.
Alternatively, what if we say if that's the only order you give them in the third age, then by the end of the third age, they've finished? As
Okay
long
with
as you
that.
don't tell them do something else, then by the end of the Third Age, they've mapped the whole world. Does that feel fair to everyone?
And
The whole world?
Well, that's the continent.
Oh,
They've-
what I think then there should be a certain amount of points that's drained from my pool every turn. In that case, would it just be the 1 point to command my avatar to keep them going?
I defer
make
to
sense?
Mr. Order. He's all
I
about
would
rules
say
and stuff.
I'd say the 3 points.
I think that's fair.
So
also.
it makes sense to me that like just dialing it back in, that when you affect land or affect climate or whatever, you're affecting 1 inch squares at a time. And so if you were to command a city to expand, like it would make sense that it would just expand into 1 tile. If we did want to do some sort of like a longer age period or something like that, I'm all in favor of rolling for it. So if you wanted to say like a D4, and you know, if it's like, I don't know, like a 10-year time period or something like that, you can see how many hexes you'll expand outward, maybe something like that.
I
You
like
could
that.
have 4 hexes outward, you could just have 1 hex outward, and that kind of lends to how, you know, the randomness of their
yes.
True.
Yeah, I'm on board for that.
blaming it on the dice just kind of makes it more fair.
It's
Yeah,
like,
in my
you know,
opinion.
different terrain will yield easier and more difficult
Digging.
tunneling.
Yeah.
So you're trying to establish like a network of tunnels throughout the world, essentially.
Yeah.
So you
That
can
is what
kind
I
of
want
like
to do.
see now the metagamer in me like wants the players of the game to potentially have Bugs Bunny tunnels all over the world that they can like pop into.
This is like a huge
And-
rabbit hole that people would have to like if the players just stumble upon this, they could just travel down this like forever, literally.
I'm thinking there could be an event that maybe it's me that does it, maybe it's you guys that do it. I don't know. Where because like the beer they haven't been really discovered yet by anyone else. Like no one really knows that they exist. So there may be a point where it's like, oh, kind of like a first contact with them that can kind of, you know, depending on where they're aligned at the time, they could be like, no, there are tunnels, or like, yeah, come on down. You know what I mean? Like we'll see what happens.
Something that
I want to imagine much later in the future, if you do manage to finish your goal, but like they're obviously you can't have your civilization man every single hole especially if you're digging randomly. I just imagine
Yeah.
they become like an omen. They're just like, don't go down the hole. No one's ever come out. They always get lost.
So if we do
maybe
want to
they
put
get
some
lost
dice on it,
too. Like they just too excited about digging that they aren't like keeping track of where they go, and so they could get lost in their own tunnels.
Could be.
What was that, Wash?
I was going to say, so if we do want to rub some dice on it, I mean, we could probably even just do like, for the sake of efficiency, just make it a D6 and see how the expansion happens each round.
That's fine with me.
Cool.
So-
That's fine with me too.
Is their points spent each round, or is it just this and then they roll every round?
I would assume that
Well,
there's
I would
points
say
spent every round. Yeah.
Yeah, I would say every time you attempt to command the race to expand the tunnels, you would spend
Yep.
points.
Do we
in
want
the
to
roll.
charge the 1 point to command my avatar, or do we want to charge the?
Well, you can use your avatar to do it, but
Yeah,
I'm
you're
just
doing a
asking
new
what you
command
guys
each
think.
turn.
Okay.
So
Okay.
you can choose each turn how you want to command it. I just rolled for the first 300 years that they've been doing it. And they got 3, 4, and 6. So that expands them a total of 13 hexes from where they are now. So you really came out of this on top.
Nice.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13.
these are the. Oh wait, which people is this?
The
The
dirt.
dirt.
Oh, dirt. Okay, cool.
The
Just-
beaver folk, I would like to think the beaver folk, once they kind of became a thing, they became more occupied with, oh, let's follow the river, and kind of separated from
Yeah.
the dirt.
So how many tiles?
13 before
Yeah.
this round. So you're going to roll a d6 now, Jake, and tell us how much further they expand this round.
Dang. Let's roll. 4.
My man's rolling.
Okay, they have effectively mapped the western edge of the continent.
Or at
They've
least
got, like,
tunnels.
They've got like 3 or 4 hexes to go before they've really like reached water on every side.
Uh-huh.
But they have certainly mapped this whole vertical side. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep. So they're at the water up here. And then I'm just going to like put some dashed lines in here to kind of connect the expansion
Nice.
for their radius. I'm definitely not going to forget which lines are which later. That's totally not going to happen.
Never.
Never.
Jake, how is Oara commanding the race to do this? Like, is it like an instinct thing, or is it like a physical
It's
oracle
like
come down?
yeah, it's what I can't remember the name of my avatar in the dirt. Do you remember Lore Master?
Yes.
Wow, forgot your own avatar.
yeah.
name.
Yeah, rip you, dude.
His name's Joe Dirt.
That'd be
Her
funny.
avatar named Shrub.
Shrub. I was kind of imagining where like my previous avatar with the flying the A2 was more of like a scientist. Shrub is more like a commanding leader who's like has this great vision of like we will expand our network as far as we can take it, and we're going to like become like we're going to be able to travel freely however far we want to, and kind of with the goal of discovering other races and like establishing contact with them, but more with the with at least right now with the idea in mind of like we just want to see how far we can go, like what's our limits. And I have to go to the restroom, but I that'll be the end of my turn.
Great.
I'll keep saving points.
Who's up next?
believe that's the
Next will be Kelnor.
Oh. Bruh.
Hey everybody. So I kind of like tripped coming in here. I didn't really get a chance to save up some power, do some fun stuff. So I'm gonna sit over here in the corner and kind of really zen out, get my power working. You know how it goes. God powers all that. I'll take a pass for this turn.
He's just waiting for the right
Zanir.
wave.
Zanir completely understands. He did the same thing the first couple of days of the age.
And gave me
Right.
plenty of opportunity to play.
So, how long did this last? This
3
this
years?
current.
Felt like 3 years worth of stuff.
Okay.
Like the Hamaticians established a whole city. So I think that's more than 1 year probably.
Yeah,
Well,
could make it an even
count-
5, but
That's
Okay.
fine with
You
me.
Even 5. Okay.
I'm content if we just want to call them all 5 instead of trying to decide each time.
Okay.
Just for the
that's fine.
sake of Zanir's sanity, making it nice and orderly.
You
Or-
don't found cities overnight.
No.
You don't just like, hey, this is a city now.
Well, I do, but when
because he's a
when-
madman.
yeah, when mortals do it, it takes them longer. If I want a city, I look down and I go city, and then there is one.
How very true.
So we rolling for points for the next turn?
Let's do that. Let's do that.
Ah, are you kidding me? Another 1 and another 2.
Plus
Oh.
1.
Do I have enough points to do what I want?
I got a 5 and a 3, and then I carried over 3 from last turn plus the +1, so that would be 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 again.
Wow. I think my influence on the world is waning. I feel like I've done my work and have been.
It's because everything
Luke.
naturally tends towards chaos, brother.
It's because it's balanced and orderly. That which is strong at the beginning must wane towards the end.
That's all fine.
Or it's because you didn't have your cosmic coffee today.
Perhaps you just need to chill, relax. I've got this really nice den I'm working on. I'll have to show you guys later. It's really coming together. I got the natural lighting work. It's getting there. So Who's
Yeah.
I believe
first
it's your
Lore
turn,
Master?
Gumteus.
Yes.
Oh, is
Comte.
it? Very well.
Sorry. Yes, Comte. It is your turn.
I'm going to spend 1 point on my avatar,
Which one?
Garlel, the Black Dragon. And Garlel, the Black Dragon, is going to order the Kavarites, the Draconic civilization, to establish another city on the western side of Kavor's lair, because as the humans become more and more corrupt, it's going to be too easy for them to just mistake the dragons for generic beasts and wage war on them. And so we want to put up some potential, defenses, outposts, whatever, and also maybe have just another base of operations to work off of. And the city is going to be named Anon. Enon. Anon is the Kavarite city. So that's 1 point. And
Yep.
then 9 points to create an event. And that event is going to be a tsunami
Oh
sweeping
no.
in towards the Druids of Chorus and the Druids of Verse through the Silent
Oh.
Harbor.
Tornado, man, you don't like these people.
No, I want
Tornadoes,
them to grow
tsunamis.
in their nature magic, and this is an opportunity for them to learn to harness the least harnessed thing on our world, which is the ocean. So I want them to see the power available, and hopefully it will spur some innovation in them. So they're going to get rocked by a tsunami that's going to come crashing down on Arivale. And it's not going to kill a ton of people or anything, but it's not going to leave the race extinct is what I mean. I'm sure it kills lots of people, rip them.
Very devastating, for
But yeah,
sure.
devastating, sets them back a little bit in construction,
I mean, a lot of them could flee through the portal too,
Yeah, and it does well. And a tsunami is the kind of thing that you get a little bit of warning on when you see the waves. So probably 20 to 30% of them might make it through the portal, and it opens up some good internships for the Druidic U, for restoration projects. But
Cool.
that's gonna lead to just the eastern edge of the Jungle of Songs is going to have some devastation in it here from the
Absolutely.
tsunami and the the
Repairs
river
will
flooding.
be needed.
Yeah, repairs
That's
will be
not
needed,
very chill of you.
and the river is a little bit wider here. Just it'll narrow back down. But
He has
right
it
here
out
at the
against
top.
Arivale. We're the only ones suffering natural disasters here. But as the god of nature, it's a good trial for my people.
To be fair, the god of chat sent the tornado, not
that's
not
true.
me, the god of chaos.
That's
I
true.
send disasters because they force innovation. Okay, I don't want a culture to go stagnant because there hasn't been enough adversity in their lives. And y'all are too soft, so they never get the opportunity to grow. Okay,
He made friends with the Wheatlings.
that's not growing.
Meteor.
That's allying.
It is growing.
Okay, so that is my turn, and it leaves me with 1 point.
Okay. That brings us to Zanir.
Okay.
I'm sure the Wheatlings catch wind of the tsunami, but not too much. Really happens.
Which way is it coming in from?
The tsunami came in from the east. It came right through the Silent Harbor and smashed
Oof.
into Arivale.
And how many hexes did it come in on land?
I'll zoom in here. So it took 1 hex's worth of forest and sort of left all of their construction devastated, and then it widened the river just through where it was already sort of separated by the tornado. It just flooded the riverbanks there, so the river became wider, and then it tapers back down over the course of the next hex. So there's 2 hexes worth of damage.
Zanir is going to recluse and grow pensive and stay his hand this turn.
Righty. That brings us to me.
What'll
Well-
it be, Kotix?
Well, in response to said catastrophe, I will spend 1 point commanding my avatar. What is his name? Or her name, sorry. Satonia, my moose lady.
Mhm.
And she will be hearing of this horrible natural disaster.
Even down on
devastating.
Ko, the news has reached.
Yes. Because, they saw a lot of the Arivalians had sought refuge, at the Druidic University because, it's, well, they don't know where it is, but it's safe from the tsunami. So I will command Satonia to go and help repair and build a proper sort of infrastructure to protect against said devastations. And Satonia will take, whatever helpers she needs from the Arctic Circle. It's a good experience for everyone because those creatures get to experience a new environment, i.e. not cold. They might not like it as much.
They're
but,
all Arctic creatures down there, aren't they?
Yeah. We'll have
okay.
some water creatures come up to help, build retaining walls and whatnot.
Very nice. It's good to see the innovation immediately taking hold. I'm
So
pleased
Sonia will,
with your reaction, Kotix.
Advance the civilization, I suppose, if that's something that an avatar can do.
Let me check for you. No, you cannot advance
Oh, no.
a civilization with an avatar command.
Dang
You can gather an army, which I think is the closest to gathering bringing a bunch of creatures with you as rescue workers and aid. That seems like the closest, like a humanitarian response.
Well, then,
Druiditarian?
I will change what I'm doing then, or like functional. Like the same thing is happening, just in I'll advance the city.
Okay,
But it'll be the avatar
great.
providing that aid. So that will be half of my points. I still have 6 points left.
Anne's got points.
That man, he's
Yeah.
throwing around some points right now. He's flexing on them.
Yes. We are going to. Sorry, I'm just going over everything. I thought I could. No.
Take your time, Quo. Don't let no one rush you.
The inner workings of city management is quite the tedious task.
I understand. Sometimes I have to think, where's the beanbag chair gonna go? Is it gonna go on the left? To the right? Where am I gonna put it? I never know.
I really want there to be a monument to Kelnor that's just a giant beanbag.
Dang it! Too many points. I will hold my 6 points for this turn. Forgo that bonus.
Whose turn is it?
That brings us to Oara.
Look at that timing.
Speak of the devil.
Just made her entrance. Well, Oara, it's been your turn for 10 minutes.
I'm sorry.
Here we are waiting.
I'm sorry.
Just kidding. It's been your turn for like 10 seconds.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Perfect timing, bro.
Did I miss anything important?
A tsunami
Yes.
swept over the druids of Chorus and Verse,
Oh, dang.
smashing into Arivale and dealing 60 miles of devastation, as well as flooding the river that goes through the Jungle of Songs.
I assume that was not a Kotix decision.
No,
Or was it? Oh, I was gonna say, that'd be surprising.
that was a Gomtius decision.
It forced
That
them to
makes sense.
innovate.
Hey, and I appreciate that.
In response, I have advanced the civilization, so they now have, protective infrastructure for the forest and everything. So they have,
Sounds pretty cool.
retaining walls. They've planted, a larger marsh area to, help cushion the blow of said future forest or
Beachfront houses
natural
are going on
disasters.
stilts, maybe. Oh, they're all tree houses anyway, aren't they?
Yeah. But
Okay.
They
like,
were already on
they're-
stilts.
they make it more of a marshy area because like marshes absorb, storm impacts better. So they
Got it.
turn it more into a marsh. And since their boats are propelled by fans, they can still navigate it easily.
Wait a minute.
Yes.
Their boats are propelled by fans in a
Absolutely.
marsh.
Yes.
Okay.
He means like the Korok leaf in Breath of the Wild type fans. Like people
Yes.
are literally fanning.
Oh, sorry. I was imagining.
No, that's the A2 with the electricity and the wind power.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, Oara,
Louisiana. All
what'll
over
you be
again.
doing?
What'll I be doing? Have the E2 established a relationship with the halfling druids of Chorus and Verse? Has
Not
that
yet.
happened?
No, I don't believe so.
Well,
They may
first,
have met in passing, but nothing super diplomatic has occurred.
okay.
I'm sure
Well,
we
first
have.
I would,
Yeah, go ahead.
I would like to spend another point to expand the network of tunnels, as one does.
Great. You want to roll for how far they go?
How far? I'll go 4.
4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Look at that progress.
Much progress in only a few years. That's what happens when you're digging your tunnels very haphazardly and quickly.
I'm just imagining this is the maze. No one will ever want to go down into.
I was about to be like, is that where the sentence ends?
I
Yeah.
love
This is the
that-
maze.
This is the maze.
I love
This
that this
is
world's
the
gonna have
maze.
its own like halfway between the surface and the Underdark. Like I almost feel like you should call this tunnel network the Dark, and then there's just the
Nice.
Underdark underneath it.
So I realized I've spent one of my points. I just rolled for my overall points with my +1 because of the fact that I, didn't spend,
Yeah.
you know how it works.
I do.
But I only had 7 points total.
okay.
So now I have 6.
okay.
But I would like to. What did we decide? Establishing a trade, like a formal relationship with another
I think we said that was an event.
civilization is crap. How much is an event right now?
I have
9.
9.
I have extra points. I would be willing if you.
Is that a thing? If I only have 6 points, could he supply the other 3?
I don't see why there's any reason the gods can't work together.
Okay. I would like to establish a formal relationship between the E2 and the druids of the forest because I think the idea of them working together to create electricity powered river boats, water is like, those ones that you see on a river where it's got the actual, you know what I'm talking about, an
Yeah.
airboat. I
Yeah.
think they could work together to create those, and I think that would work very well, and it
Oh,
would be a good usage of both.
I'd be careful, Quo. He could start, with the deforestation to make way for the zappy zappy.
Did we establish how you harness electricity?
with the power of electricity.
Friendship.
Friendship. I don't. Did we?
We just have you discover electricity, then the A2 and Rest-Free start trading steel and electrical machines. So we didn't come up with a flavor for it.
It was like when we talked about electrical machines, it was like convert power directly into motion type machines. Like there's no
Yeah.
battery storage or any, you don't have generators or anything like that.
Well. Does that mean I should? That maybe the E2 and the druids start working on developing this idea, and then next turn I can spend some points to come up with how we come up with battery power, or
Come up with how you come up with?
Well,
Yeah.
you could also introduce the idea of like hand cranked fans, so they're not working as hard.
This is true.
Help us innovate what we currently have, and
I think that's a good idea. We'll
could-
start there. We'll start there. Some machinery.
That sounds pretty gnarly, dude.
Also,
Cool.
quick rules thing. If I use those, since I use those 3 points, does that allow me to have that +2 bonus since I'm under 5 now? Or do I have to be under 5 on my turn?
I think it's when you roll if you have less than 5 points. So I think this
Okay.
works. I think
Okay.
that counts.
Cool. That's the end of my turn.
All right. You know, I think I need to do something. Because if I don't, I might get stuck to the floor sitting here. So, I feel like I know what I need to do. So I'm gonna go ahead and create an avatar
All right.
for me to represent myself in this world.
Who and where?
I will create an avatar that is a shapeshifter
Okay.
who has no form.
Hmm.
Their name will be K.
Just K? The letter K?
The letter K.
Where is K on the map? Where are you introducing them to the world?
K will start where the Hemanetians had left.
Interesting. So K is just going to awaken. Do you want to go to Nowood, or do you want to go to Rust Free?
No wood.
Nowood. Okay. K. There's your avatar K in that square.
That leaves me with 2 points. And with one of those points, I'm going to command him to commandeer the largest airship that he could find abandoned. I have a long and lengthy task for him to complete that will take many years, and the first of which is a way to travel.
For someone being chill, you're expecting a lot from your avatar.
Well, how else am I supposed to host the best party ever if I don't have the right ingredients?
Are you starting a fire festival?
No, this one's Flyer Festival. He's putting it in an airship.
Oh, true.
So that's what I want him to do, is to find the biggest, largest. It doesn't have to be fancy looking, just has to be big
I mean, I can't.
Just-
airship.
So
It's just
correct
a
me
huge
if I'm
floating
wrong.
barge.
Correct me
Yes.
if I'm wrong in here, but these airships cannot be commanded and run by one person. These are like several crews or several people crews commanding and running these airships.
Except I would say that K is an avatar and is exceptionally exceptional
Yeah.
at
Right.
commanding his party barge.
He did question whether or not he'd be able to fly it, so I gave him the powers in order to be able to fly it, because I said,
Fair
stop
enough.
bothering me until your job's done.
You're busy, you know.
Dude,
You're
I'm busy
harshing my
chilling.
chill.
Yeah.
Harshing my chill.
You're messing with my zen, man.
Yeah,
Um,
man.
Once he's
Alrighty.
commandeered this barge, the very last thing with my last point, can I command twice in a turn?
Technically,
Is that a
no,
thing?
but I'm willing to give it to you in the Pursuit of Flyer Festival if the other gods are. I'm chaotic.
Yeah,
What do I care for the rules?
I'm okay with it too.
I
No.
wish.
No.
Depends what you're trying to do.
You can
I-
give him the ability to do something you like, but not the ability to do something you
That I
don't
like.
like. That's not
That
the
I like,
natural
like.
order.
I'm giving him an order to travel the world looking for ingredients and things. And the first direction he shall head is to the closest, the mountain dwarves.
Mm.
I'm fine with that.
I'll allow it. Sustained,
So-
overruled.
I figure in the time difference of
Yeah.
however long we make it, he'll be spending his time with wherever I last order him.
So we just sent Kay over to the mountain dwarves in Acria.
Correct.
So,
Okay.
we're currently doing 5-year increments, so I definitely think he can get there probably in less than 5 years.
Yeah.
Well, he's gonna
Oh, yeah.
spend time there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's only like 150 miles to
Yeah.
wherever he's going. So
How fast are these airships?
I don't know, but I feel like they can cover 150 miles in 5 years.
Absolutely. Probably less than that.
100%. Considering cars can cover 150 miles in an hour
Yeah.
or an hour and a half, should be okay.
He's going
Yeah.
fast.
Yeah. I don't want to ride with you. Oh boy.
130
Yeah.
miles per hour. Let's go.
I didn't think about it that way. 2 hours.
Kay's probably chill with it. Kay's like, yeah, dude, it's fine. The stop signs are only stop signs if there's a cop there.
I said cars can. I never said cars should.
Is that the end of your turn?
That is, in fact, the end of my turn with 0 points.
So we should roll some more points.
Yeah. And we will start the round with Gomtius.
Ooh, that's more like it.
I'm back to 11 points again this round. 11's just my chaotic number.
11 again. Or not again, but 11 for me
I've
too.
got 8.
Don't forget to add your bonus because you ended the round with 0 points.
I did. That's
Okay,
with
good.
my bonus.
Great. 8 is not shabby.
I have 8 as well. Dang.
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 Pika pika.
Isn't it your turn, Gometis? What are you doing?
Yes.
I'm looking at my options. Okay? You chill, okay? I go first so I don't get the time through other people's turns to sit there and think about what I want to do. By the time we get to you guys, I should be giving you plenty of time to decide what you want to do.
Yeah, but you throw curveballs like tsunamis that I can't possibly predict.
That's true. I do that. It's good for you. I did that for you as your friend. I don't want to hear this crap out of you. With 11 points.
Arivio!
Hey.
Arivio.
Hey, how you doing? Good to see you.
Ari, you missed it. Gomtius sent a tsunami through Aryville.
I did flood Arivale with a tsunami, but it was to force them to innovate, and they have, okay? Immediately after, they established levees, and they learned how to build their architecture in ways that it wouldn't get flooded, and it was good. It was for their benefit. I did it as their friend, okay? Chaos is the pursuit of innovation, and I will not be told otherwise. Okay, I know what I'm going to do. As the god of chaos, I just explained why, Ari. Get out my face. There's gonna be an event. We're gonna spend 9 points on it. An event's gonna happen. Okay.
Ooh, another event.
This event is gonna be the introduction of a gift to the world. It's going to be the paintbrush of destiny. It's my
Paintbrush of
gift to
Destiny.
the world. It's a relic. And I'm not going to put it anywhere in particular because it only appears under certain circumstances. Okay? So this item, this artifact, the paintbrush of destiny, it allows the user incredible bonuses to their intelligence and their wisdom when they're creating something new. So if they want to come up with blueprints for a new type of architecture, if they're going to work on developing a new language or teaching that language, if they want to create resources, it will give them major intelligence and wisdom buffs for that task. And that is what the Paintbrush of Destiny does.
So it shows up when someone's innovating?
Yes, it shows up when someone's innovating and they've failed 5 times, and they're still working on innovating the same way. After the 5th failure, they will find in their inventory or in their set of tools the Paintbrush of Destiny, but it can only be one place at a time. So if it's appeared to someone and they're working with it, it won't appear to other people until that person has finished their design or their creation.
Awara approves.
Very fun.
I'm going to save my remaining 2 points for this turn.
Alrighty. Zanir.
Okay. I have a question.
Shoot.
Am I allowed to spend feathers in chat?
Already asked that last time.
Yeah, I think as a god, you should not be able to also spend feathers in chat.
Okay. Just trying to game the system, guys. Just a
Yeah.
little bit.
You could ask Ari, and perhaps Ari would spend feathers in your
You
favor.
can plead with chat.
No,
yeah.
I just have such a surplus of feathers from the time that I've been idling in your guys' chat.
You could
I have
you could bribe
got, like,
Ari. You could
2,700 that I could just dump on a bunch of stuff.
Wow, dude,
Anyway.
that's a lot of feathers.
Yeah, that's
a
why I
kilogram
keep
of
doing
steel
the,
or a kilogram of feathers.
I have
Okay.
6,400 feathers. Get on my level.
Why are we all
Thanks.
So I'm
flexing on our
gonna-
feathers?
I'm gonna say a bunch of stuff, and it'll eventually boil down into specific powers being used.
Okay.
But I am going to. So, at the top of the Hematetian city of Nowood, there's a tower, and at the top of the tower is an artifact called the Scale of Stars. Now, this isn't a scale like a dragon scale. Zanir is the god of order. This is a balance scale. Yes, like that. The scale is going to tip. And this is going to be a catastrophe.
Catastrophe.
Zanir is going to turn evil.
Oh,
Ooh.
oh,
And if we scooch to the northwest,
Yes.
keep going. Keep going northwest. Keep
Uh-oh.
Keep going. There you go. And then go to southwest a little bit. Southwest a little
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
There you go. There you go. I believe it is
Hmm.
Garlel.
Yeah, this is where Garlel is. I had a feeling this was going to have to do with him, so I put his little square on there.
So Garlel is a traveling bard. He's a black dragon.
He is.
Collects knowledge and lore. He is going to collect some forbidden lore.
Ooh.
Some
Ari, thank you
forbidden
for the
and
subscription.
Hey, thanks, Ari. He's going to inadvertently collect some forbidden lore, and it is going to essentially erase all of the magic within a 5-mile, well, let's say a 30-mile radius of him, an entire hex. It's going to destroy him, and it's going to crash the
Oof.
library.
Well, wait, he's not at the library.
Oh, he's not at the library.
No, because Gomteus
Okay.
is out traveling, and the members of the
Okay,
Eos
okay.
Lore Foundation get knowledge from him to take back to the library. Get
Okay,
out my
well
library,
then
boy.
it is going to make its way to the library. Then he's going to find it, and it's going to be transported to the library, and it is going to detonate and drop the library to the ground.
Dang.
does it affect the market at all?
The market is within
Um,
that range of it. Is within the 30-mile range.
Yeah, so
'Cause it's
any
not a whole
magic
hex.
is nullified, and
Dang.
it just
Dude, you
falls out
just
of the sky.
wow.
I'm really setting this world back.
Gomteo, the former floating library, the once great market.
Would you say it disappears, or are there ruins to explore?
Oh no, there's definitely ruins.
Okay.
Like
So-
it just zapped the magic out of it,
Okay,
and
so
the knowledge.
to
like, the whole thing just
clarify,
fell.
Garlel did read the lore and was destroyed, or sent it with the Eos Lore Foundation to the library where someone read it and it was destroyed. Since they're not in the same
Well,
place.
so yes, so this is a catastrophe, and I can only affect one hex with it. So Garlel was, narratively speaking, instrumental in getting the knowledge there, but it actually only affected the library.
Okay.
It doesn't affect him, so he's
So-
still around.
Public impressions of Garlel might have changed, but he's at least alive.
Well, it's funny you should say that
Oh
because
no.
I'm also going to burn 4 points to corrupt the Dragonborn. 2 steps. This incident
Dragonborn.
of forbidden, because the Dragonborn were the ones that were
Yep.
running the library, right?
No,
and
it's the Kavarites who are running the library.
Who were the Kavarites?
They're dragons.
Oh,
Just
the
little
dragons, not the Dragonborn. Yeah. So this would be the dragons.
Okay.
Um,
To be clear, to corrupt a race that another god created costs more points. Did you factor that in?
Oh, I did not.
It's in the description. I don't know what the number is.
You are correct.
But you could corrupt the
see.
Dragonborn for that number because they weren't created by a god. But I gotta pull out the rule book on my evil
no, you're
rule
fine.
orderly god friend Zanir.
Dang.
No, I get it. I get it.
Yeah. Wow. This has
it's
been
fine.
justice.
I
will be
understand that
swift.
you're-
That's all I can
I understand
say.
that you're petty when it starts affecting you.
Justice will be swift.
Got him.
Dang.
I'll just show myself out.
Okay, so purifying corrupt. Here, gods go about changing general alignment of civilizations or cities, or a 1-inch region of landscape by 1 step per turn, unless the game master or whatever. There is no limit to how far this can go. Does it?
Oh,
Where
am I
does
wrong?
it talk about? I think it might be in order.
Oh, so corrupting doesn't cost more. Ordering does. Maybe.
You're
Oh.
ordering.
Yeah.
Ordering them to
Or-
do
or maybe
stuff.
it-
Is that it?
Yeah, if you're
I mean,
ordering
if it's not
a
there,
different
I
rate.
was wrong. So we can move on. We don't need to keep reading them. Ari, thanks for stopping by. And the journey will continue, I think, this Wednesday with some character creation. But don't hold me to that 100%. But I'm pretty sure that's what's happening on Wednesday. So if you want to be involved in that, you're welcome to come join us.
It's if you command another god's order, it is more points.
Okay, so
Gotcha.
it'd just be if you tried to tell the Lore Foundation to do stuff. But the dragons themselves, you can corrupt.
Yes.
Great.
That's going to bring me down to 1 point.
Okay.
And
You're corrupting the dragon race or the Kavorians?
The Kavarites, the draconic
I'm gonna have
cartographers.
to step out real quick, but I should be back here in just a minute.
Okay.
That's a -1, yes.
So he spent 2 points, but I'm fairly sure I created them at +1. But can you confirm
I
that?
spent 4 points, which is corrupting
Or-
at 2 levels.
Yeah, 2 rounds of corruption.
Got it. So, but -2, but I will see what the total is.
Okay. I'm pretty sure I made them at +1, but they might have been 0. They might be neutral because I may have said dragons are neutral.
Create a race of dragon +0 led by Kavor.
+0. Okay. So
So they're -2 now.
-2.
Yeah.
Dang. Dang.
And Zanir will finish his turn with a scowl.
Dang.
Very interesting, Zanir. Why the change of heart all of a sudden?
Zanir, what happened to you?
Something happened to my scales, and I must follow suit.
Those scales are powerful.
Couldn't you put your scales back? I'm just saying.
Maybe.
I'm just saying.
Eleanor, your avatar's right there. You know, he could tip the scales.
No, my avatar's got to go purify my dragons. Someone's been getting all up in their faces.
No, K isn't K right there?
Oh.
Oh no,
Kay is a little
I
bit-
just got here. I don't know the feng shui of the room yet.
Kay's over here in Akria.
Oh, okay.
Kelnor's like, whoa, guys. I just got here.
yeah.
Alrighty.
Man, I haven't got the read of the room yet.
So
Crazy stuff is happening.
I have a total of 4, 5, 6, 9, 11 points.
Wow, Command Avatar is really powerful. I was just reading.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it's really cheap too.
Yeah.
Well, making an avatar is not cheap. So,
Alrighty.
But it's a good investment.
There is a lot happening in this world. That was an intense round, everyone.
Yeah.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Zanir is writing checks that I don't think Zanir can cash. I'm just saying.
Whose turn is it?
It's mine.
Kotex.
Yes. We are figuring out what our end game goals for these mortals are.
Thanks for watching.
Yeah.
So, we're going to let's see. I had everything planned out, and that just like threw me for a loop there.
Yeah. Things like that tend to do that.
So, Gomtius, do you think your Marfolk would have discovered my my Arctic city yet? Have they gone southward?
Yes, they have explored the regions. Oh, well, no, they haven't made it under your continent. I'm sorry. They have explored all along this coast.
I see.
So if if your Arctic creatures have gone that far up, but I don't think they have.
No, not yet.
So they've not yet encountered each other.
We are going to.
Could be a good event.
Those
for
were
them to meet, though.
those were dwarves in the upper part, right?
In here.
Yeah.
Those are gnomes, the birthplace of gnomes.
Okay.
Making me yawn, Jake.
I'm
So,
sorry.
We're gonna send my avatar after the cleanup in Arivale. We're gonna send my avatar on a little journey into the since they've only spent time on the continent of Ko. I need them to be a well-traveled person.
This is
Oh,
the
they're-
moose.
Yes,
Okay,
Satonia.
great. So Satonia's up here right now.
Yes. We're gonna send her on a pilgrimage to
Wait,
we're gonna
the moose is up on that continent now?
There's
Yeah.
a portal, remember, from
Yep,
one
yep.
to the other.
I forget. Yep.
no, we're gonna send her on a pilgrimage across the land towards Kavor's domain. You know, I think relations with the dragons will do the druids great.
Okay.
So she will be a diplomatic embassy, so to speak, and this will be a sort of trial for her.
Cool.
She will. I am commanding her to seek out the dragon people, and
Do you want to roll a d6 to see how many hexes she travels this round?
absolutely. 2 hexes.
2 hexes. Okay, so she's just kind of left the forest and is now headed that way.
That is 2 of my 11 points. So now I have 9.
Brad.
9.
And we are going to shape some land.
Okay.
So in the area, so if you start in Arivale and go slightly southward,
Arivale, and we go slightly southward. Yeah. How far south?
so go go a few more hexes down.
Here?
More. Like 3, 4. Yep. Okay. So
Here?
go like 2 to the left, and we're gonna put some mountains there.
The mountains.
Yeah.
Okay. Look at those expert mountains.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, so mountain.
That was 8 of my remaining 9 points. I have 1 more point. I already commanded my avatar. I'm gonna save that 1 point.
Cool.
That is my turn.
Okay. Does that make it my turn? I forget how turn
Yes.
It does.
It does.
Okay. Well, I'm not like that tickled that the great market that I and Gomtius created was, destroyed. The E2 are not very happy about this. And I believe that they would like to raise their first ever army because that. Come on, Zanir, what's going on? So,
I said, hey, what's going on?
and often, a distressed civilization's response to a giant economic downturn is raising an army and provoking war. And how
real.
much? So how much does it cost for me to do that?
That
I
would
have
be
8
3 points. You're commanding a race.
Okay.
Unless
So-
you want to use your avatar too.
Oh, that's
You can
true.
use
Your
your
avatar could do
avatar.
it for 1 point.
My avatar in the E2 is not suited for military command. She's an inventor.
Okay.
So to keep with canon, I think we're gonna do that. And do I have to spend any more points to
If you have
Call
5 or
on-
less, you keep your. Oh, sorry.
call on the Kavarites to join me in a joint effort to attack whoever did this? Do we know that it was the work of Zanir? Is that a thing we can really know?
Yeah.
Okay.
You as
Behold,
God?
share
You
with
and
the
I know. Sure.
Pantheon.
Sure. So we're going to. I would like. Do I have to? I'm wondering if I have to spend any points to request aid from the Kavarites in raising an army.
It would
To
if you were
attack
requesting
Zanir.
aid from the Kavarites, but if you were asking Garlel to raise an army for you, like he works for me. He's on my payroll.
Ah. So
I think. I don't know. You can overrule that other gods if you think that's not fair.
thoughts, other gods. Otherwise, I will.
If you
I
spend
will.
points to do it,
Yeah, like
okay.
I would have to spend points to raise an army.
and I think we
Sure.
already said that two gods could collaborate, it would be
Yep.
pretty.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Seems on brand.
So I'm calling on Gomtius and Garlel. Is that
Garlel,
is that
yeah.
Garlel to help me in raising an army to attack the people of Zanir, because it seems as though Zanir has already evoked us and he himself declared in the Council of the Gods, I'm turning evil. So
Well, the scales have been tipped. If
Yeah.
maybe we can seek out and tip them back.
Yeah.
Maybe.
So canonically, Garlel, in this situation where the sort of public will has turned against him, Garlel has gone to Kavor and appealed to Kavor and explained the situation, explained about the scales tipping and whatnot. And Kavor, in turn, has given her support to Garlel. And that's how he's able to muster enough public support to raise an army. So
Nice.
I'll spend the 1 point on my avatar. I have 2 remaining, so I can spend the 1 point to command my avatar to raise an army. And he will also raise a Kavarite army. And even though they're a corrupt people, with the support of Kavor, like they would absolutely be willing to follow along behind him. So there's also an army being formed for the Kavarites here.
This is so
Um,
much, man.
I'd also like to reach across the aisle during this time of collaboration and congratulate the A2 on their incredible advancements with electricity and wind power, and remind them that those have some military applications if we spend some time advancing the
E2
civilization before we make any crazy moves.
the E2, specifically my avatar, has an idea that she is working on right now. However, since I lack the points to advance my civilization at this point, I lack the point by 1 point, actually. I cannot necessarily reveal what this is, but it involves
I've got a
using
point to donate.
electricity. Oh, you've got a point to donate?
I'll donate my last point
Well,
to a worthy cause.
you see my avatar in the E2. What is her name again? I forget. She's awesome. I love her. She's amazing. I just
Love her so much
I'm-
that
I'm
forget
bad
her
with
name.
names. She knows. She's bad with names too. She
Hold
forgets my
on.
name sometimes.
Let me find it. It's here somewhere.
What's her goddess's name? Sometimes.
It's okay. It's a mutual thing.
Larodith?
Larodeth. Larodeth is has been working on, and with this extra 6 points spent to advance the civilization, has been working on electricity weapons, and specifically a firearm that is not a firearm, but it does harness the power of electricity to do
A zapper?
something a zapper, something akin
Taser?
something akin to a lightning bolt spell. Now, It's very unwieldy, and it's not used by every soldier in the E2 army, as it is expensive to manufacture, and also just, it's not. It operates more on like a musket level, as far as it fires a charge, and then it needs time to recharge, and it's not like a use it every turn, unlimited ammo type thing.
You have to pour mana into it, and you're sitting there like, one guy fires it, hands it off to the mage behind him, and the mage has been sitting there all day pouring mana into the gun.
I don't know if it's necessarily powered by mana. I think it could be maybe powered. Did we establish that I've created batteries yet? I don't
No.
remember.
No.
Oh, so gosh.
You want to create a battery before you create a weapon?
It's just got a kite
It's
with
just
a key
a bunch
hanging up.
of. It's a bunch of peasants with little cranks in the back.
I think that creates some fun ideas for you need people hand cranking these.
It's
these
like
guns.
a trebuchet. Like you've got a team.
Yeah.
It needs a team of people to operate. So it's more
It
like a
needs a-
cannon than a musket.
Yes,
Like
no, I
you've
like
got,
this. It's a lightning cannon.
I'm
Yes,
getting
This-
Warhammer vibes
is-
now.
This is collaborative. This is collaborative world building at its finest. They're lightning cannons, and they do require multiple people to use, but they are very powerful, and they afford that way people of non-magic in the E2 they have these weapons that they can use on the battlefield. So I have developed that. My avatar has developed this, and it is ready
It's
for
like
military use.
What is it? The warp in Warhammer. These like rat people, don't have technology, but they're like, we found this stone and it shoots electricity stuff and does cool stuff, and we want to kill everything, so we're gonna use the stone to do it. And they have their artillery is just these giant physical manifestations of the stone, just shooting lightning. It's great.
Have you guys ever read the Shannara books by Terry Brooks?
Gesundheit.
And if you, oh. And those are like post-apocalyptic fantasy, where it's the idea is it's like there's been a giant nuclear apocalypse, and then the world reverts back to the way it was even before humans. So it's like all magical and stuff. Anyway, there's a point in those books later in the series where people start discovering the technology from the previous age, but combining it with magic, and then there becomes like airships with laser cannons and stuff. And that's kind of been my inspiration for the E2 a little bit. But yeah, anyway.
Oh, nice.
nice.
Freaking lasers on freaking
All
sharks.
right.
Yeah,
Is that
Uh,
your turn?
that's my turn. That's all my points.
All right.
Thank you,
I believe,
Gumtius, for my extra points.
You're welcome.
after all that, that was a lot of stuff going on. I believe it's my turn, correct?
Yeah.
All right. After overlooking our many powers that we have upon this world, I've noticed as long as my avatar does not make a immortal action, that he can make many mortal actions. He can only do one immortal action a
I
turn.
believe many mortal is a type of action.
Yes.
So he can do one capital M many mortal action, or one capital I immortal action. So an immortal action is something that only affects the immortal. The many mortal is like raising an army, or so he's commanding a bunch of many mortals.
That's why I'm confused, because
So he can still only do one of those. Like
Immortal
commanding
actions,
an
which
army
an
is a
avatar-
one thing he does.
immortal actions which an avatar can perform include, and that's why I'm confused.
Yep.
Because those are all listed as immortal actions.
Yeah, it's because those also show up as our powers. Essentially, they can do one thing that the immortals can do, which is us, or they can do something. They can command a whole bunch of people to do something, a many mortal action.
Oh, okay, that makes more sense now. All right.
We had a similar
Yes.
discovery or processing of that fact last
Sure.
week.
Sorry, I'm new to the round table, guys.
You're fine.
There's not a lot of good grammar in that
No.
rule either.
All right. Well, I'm gonna check in on Kay and see how he's been doing with the mountain dwarves, and it appears, after spending 5 years with them, he has perfected the art of brewing the best brew in the land.
Nice.
And
Porn.
he has managed to make a portable distillery in which he will install upon the airship.
That's
But
an immortal
next-
action if I ever heard one.
I'm
that-
also really loving this narrative that like the gods are fighting and going to arms, and you're like assembling the
"But
party
dude,
boat.
My frat house is gonna
Party
be
ship.
the best.
Yeah.
I have a whole plan for this.
Hey, you run with that.
Flyer
Chase your
Festival
bliss.
is happening.
Flyer festival.
So now we need to head over to, I think the druids, I heard they have some like cool plants
Heck yeah, man.
that would go really good, really spicing things up. So
I think you have already found their cool plants. I'm not.
I
Not
popped
gonna lie to
down,
you.
got him. I'm his supplier.
Yeah.
So Kay's gonna go over there and collect some decorations and ingredients to make the best food, and also make it all nature-like inside of the airship.
all nature like.
All nature-like.
Would any of the dwarves tag along?
Oh, he's totally grabbed a mountain dwarf as his disciple. He's gathering disciples. Is that okay? Is that too much? In
I
one?
say roll a d4 to see how many dwarven disciples
Yeah.
you convince.
I'm on
I
board.
only need the one,
Oh, just
but
one.
I will roll.
Okay.
Do you have any points to create an order?
Oh, true.
I
That's a good point.
could. I could create an order and gather people as we go.
I
You
think
could
that's a
create
great
a frat.
Yeah.
I do have points to create.
Phi
So
Beta Kelnor.
I will create an order. The first of which will be of the mountain dwarves.
What's the order name?
The order name, it's gonna be the Order of Great Love. It's the Order of Great Love, because you need to love each other in order to really get to know each other and to hang out and throw a raging party. I
I
mean,
think
to really connect.
Are they going to be based on the ship, like you're bringing the dwarves and that's the order, or is it in the dwarven society?
I will leave behind a chapter wherever I go, but the main
A chapter.
order will be on the ship. That will
Okay.
be.
I
the
love
order.
this.
I love this.
And I
too.
think the exact words that you just used, including the like all of that, needs to be inscribed on your ship somewhere, like just carved into it.
Like a founding articles.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
This
I-
the first
Amazing.
dwarf is like writing this all down into stone, and
Yeah.
the avatar's not paying attention.
Well,
That's
Wait.
so good.
What town is that? Aora? Aora? That city that he was the dwarven
Oh,
area?
Acria.
I was gonna say I'm Awara. Get me
Yeah.
Sorry.
confused with a city.
ACRIA.
Is it because I'm a goddess? No, I'm just kidding.
Kay, when he comes to visit the druids, notices the great strife they've been through, and offers to share, free of charge, of course, many of his brewing techniques. And by techniques, I mean he's just giving out free drinks. To
Oh, they
anyone
love
who
it.
asks.
They're here for this.
And also works on, like I said, gathering ingredients. That will be his what he spends his time doing in the next turn. Now that
The
I've
next
spent
5
5
years.
points, that leaves me with 3. And you know what? I think that's good enough for now.
And that's
Nice.
the end of the 8 or the round, right?
A lot's happened.
Let's roll some points here.
Jake, I just want you to know, like, right when Xenar was like gearing up for evil and things were happening crazy, the music you had me listening to like started getting sinister, and it was
Good.
just, like, it was great.
That's awesome.
I have 8 points for this round.
I'm currently looking at 8 points.
Is it sad that I forgot my first roll? Like I forgot my first die
That's
roll.
pretty sad.
Yeah.
I think
I'm
it's sad
sorry,
that you only have one die.
If I seem a little out of it, I'm having a little stomach pain tonight. So if I seem distracted,
Oh.
that's why. Okay.
I got 12.
Tooth pain represent.
Yeah. I got 8 points total as well.
I got 12 boys. Let's go.
Nice. Nice.
Gomtius.
Yeah.
Gomtiaus.
Would you
I
be
don't-
interested in donating 2 points to my efforts, Oara?
I would like to form an alliance. I'm just kidding. Yeah.
I receive 2 points. You
Have you
receive.
have you seen that episode of The Office where
Yeah,
it's like
yes.
yeah,
Do you
did
want to form
yes.
alliance?
All right. With those 2 points, that brings me to 10 for the round. I'm going to spend 9 of them on an event. The event is that I'm going to send a meteor to smash into the scale of stars
Whoa.
and flip it to the other direction.
Is that how meteors work?
And this one does. because
Utterly
it's
destroyed.
at the top of a tower that's at the top of a civilization. So it's going to slam into it and switch its sides, but because it's off center and the scale yields, it will then continue down the tower and potentially bring new and unique ores for the Hematetians to explore. So there are positives to it as well. But at its core, it is serving the event is that a meteor has just rearranged the scale of stars and swapped let me erase the dude who's flying off the top of it because he definitely got hit by the meteor. And the scale of stars has now tipped the other direction to where Zanir is a good god, at least for one round. And
Good
this
God
dude
almighty.
gets-
Are we
this
sure
dude-
the scale of stars isn't just symbolic of what Zanir wants to do? We've
No.
never.
We
we're
don't
not
know how
sure?
the scale
yeah,
works.
I was gonna say because
I'm just assuming that with the scale
I
being
just see Wash like hands up like who knows?
Uh-oh.
So, Zanir, the creator of this relic, what does the scale tipping the other way mean?
It's not my
Well,
turn. I'm
bro.
sorry.
Yeah, he can't tell us that on my
True.
turn, can he? And then
No rush, man.
I'm
It
going
affects the
to-
alignment of whoever interacted with it. So, Josh, you are now evil as well.
Oh, nice.
No, I'm just kidding.
Is that- oh, okay.
Aw.
I've always been a little bit of a wild card. I'm fine. That's fine.
Nothing changes.
It just means instead of purifying, my avatar is about to do some more corruption. No, I'm spending my last remaining point to, as the war effort is being prepared and the army is getting ready, Garlel is going to go back. He's an orator. He's a bard. He's knowledgeable. He's been keeping the lore of the world, and he's also good at telling stories and explaining things. And he's going to begin explaining to the Kavarites some of the things that they have been perhaps misled by the influence of others into believing, and purify them 1 point so that they are only a little corrupt.
Just a little
And-
evil.
just a little bit
Just a little
corrupt. And that brings me to 0 points. So that's my turn.
They just skim a couple $100 off the budget every year.
All right, that brings us to Zanir.
They don't even embezzle enough that they'd have to report it on their taxes.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm sitting on 9 points. Let's see. That's enough to make an event happen.
Another meteor just lands on the scale of stars.
The age of meteors. So Gomteas, what is the fallout of this meteor? Because the last time a meteor struck the Earth, something really big and bad happened.
Yeah, this one's not 30 miles wide.
Oh, okay.
This
Okay.
is this
I mean,
is
I don't
one
know.
that no, I
Precedent.
appreciate you asking and checking. This is it's more like a shooting star that didn't quite burn up on impact. You know, it's the scale of stars. I sent it a shooting star.
Shooting
So
star.
you're working with maybe 10 feet in diameter, and
Did it break
that's-
off of the moon?
I don't know. Do we even have
Do
a
we
moon?
have a moon?
Like, I'm the god
Well,
of the
you're
moon.
the god of the moon.
Right, but I
I'm
don't
the
know
god
if,
of the stars.
I don't know if we've given them a moon yet. But
well,
sure,
we would
let's
have
say
to
we've given them a
safely
moon.
assume that there's at least one moon if you're the god of it.
That's
You
true.
you are the moon.
I'm
Could you
the
make
moon.
another Photoshop layer for the moon?
Yeah, sure, no problem. Just a second.
We'll create a race of moon people.
Moonshins.
Yeah, no. So that's there.
Okay.
It probably left a cool
Well-
scar down the side of the tower.
Yeah, you said something about introducing new metals, and so that was making me think like, it
Yeah.
was bigger and more significant.
That's just an
that makes
event that
sense.
someone else can choose to do. It's 10 feet in diameter, so there's probably only one resource on it, but you could use it to
Yeah.
introduce a cool new resource, or bacteria,
Sure.
or disease, or
Okay.
Why did you have to give him the disease idea? I think he's gonna run with that now.
disease will give people the chance to innovate. And we don't know that he's evil anymore. Okay, I hit the thing in the place.
This is a lot, man.
Can we zoom in on the Hematetian Mountains?
Sure can.
Zoom, 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 zoom.
You're talking about the eastern ones, right, with no wood and no stone.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
correct.
Here we are.
I am going to
I'll erase this little dude.
I'm going to create an avatar. Actually, it's going to be it's going to be in the Underdark. It's going to be in the Hematetian city. An avatar is going to rise from the Hematetians, and his name is going to be.
John Cena. Dun, 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 dun. Sorry.
No,
I
it's
don't know why that came over me.
it's Aclois.
Spell it.
OCLOUIS.
I-S. I don't actually need his whole name. I just need the O because I'm just doing the first initial in a box. The great and powerful O.
He is an Hematetian, I presume.
That is correct.
What is, like, he's a person of power in the universe, but, like, what is his position of power? Or, like, what does he do? What's his thing?
You've never asked anybody else this before, Josh. You're really putting this on.
Everyone else has said it
We've
when
always
they did
supplied it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Really, like their thing,
Yeah,
like their
he-
avatar's thing.
Yeah.
My,
I've
one of my
actually- with,
avatars is an inventor, while the other one is like a great Alexander the Great type leader.
Yeah, and I've got the bard person, like the knowledge seeker.
That's fair. That's fair. I didn't have to with Alexite, and I didn't have to with Do Bumblefoot, so that's fine.
Oh, I should have
I
asked you for
will
those. My bad.
No worries.
They could be Bob.
He is going to be a warlord.
Oh.
Like, well, maybe not necessarily a warlord, but like a general, like
Oh,
like
okay.
a military person.
Is
Yeah,
it-
warlord seems very malicious. But he's gonna be a general.
Don't let them bully you, Zanir. All right. If they, he can be whatever he wants to be.
And then I'm going to use my last remaining point to command that avatar to raise an army
Okay.
in Muxburg. And that's it.
There seems to be competing armies happening.
Well, and they're down there fighting with Drow, so this is the first organized army since they encountered the Drow, which says a lot about how effective the Drow are being. If they're still at war and they've got no formal army, they're just like the southern U.S. They're just like, or the is that the
Just
the
the
s-
militia that are
yeah, or is it the
volunteering?
Scots where it's like every single person is in the militia until a certain age, like they just all have a hunting rifle at home? I don't know. There's some country
that
that's
sounds
like
about
that.
right, but
Some
I don't.
country
I
up
can't say with
north there.
confidence. Yeah.
All right, whose turn is it?
It is my turn.
Kotix.
So, I didn't do this last time, or I need to spend 2 points to have my avatar continue on the pilgrimage, or will they just do it each turn?
I think if they're just traveling places, they probably would keep going each turn. What do you guys think?
I'm not sure because part of me is like, well, what's stopping you from just spending 1 point and tell him where to go? Because isn't that what Kelnor's doing? Like, are you spending a point per turn to do it, Kelnor?
I
Kelnor's
am,
flying places within reach of his airship, though.
but I
I'm
was
assuming
also
the moose
going
is
to.
traveling by foot.
Yeah.
So I think the distinction is that one is like a continued single action, like you give them one action and it takes years for them to do it. The other one is like new actions, like go and make beer, go and to this other guy's place, go to this other guy's place. So I could see a case for saying, if you said go to the other side of the continent, and then it might take a couple turns to get there or something.
Yeah,
If that's
like I
what you're
rolled a
thinking.
d6 the first turn, and I forgot about it the second turn, and then I remembered it for this third turn.
I'm fine with whatever.
It's a
Are you
single order
asking
that
if
he
you
gave.
can roll retroactively for him?
No, I'm not asking for a retroactive roll, but do I have to spend a point for them to move this turn, or can it just be a continuous action that
I
happens
feel like
every
as
turn?
long as the exact order you gave them has not changed and it was
Yeah.
the same, like they just haven't completed it yet.
Okay.
I don't think so. You've
Yeah, I
got
think
it
that makes
already.
sense. That's a good distinction.
Yep, I'm on board.
Okay, so they have the command. They're going to convene with the dragon people, the
Kavarites.
Kavarites, yes. So this turn, they will travel 5 hexes.
Or 5. Boom. They are now traveling through the land of the wheatlings and rootlings.
Ooh, snap.
Maybe some... And they're in the vicinity of the corrupted ones.
Dun dun.
Ta-da! Okay. So then I still have all of my points.
Yep.
And I have 8 points. I am going to create an avatar
Another one. Okay, where?
in my new mountainous region.
Another one.
Another one.
Another.
Tell us about them.
So, they're going to be of the flying variety.
Like, are they an A2, or are they a bird, or are they...
We'll do like an Aarakocra.
Say that
Bird
again.
person. Aarakocra.
Oh,
Bird
okay.
person.
Cool.
What? I thought they were called something different.
Are you thinking of Azamar, Jake?
No, a bird person.
I believe that's right. Is that not right?
Oh, yeah, that's Aarakocra.
I think they're called bird persons.
I was wondering how
Oh, I thought it
long
was
we
a
would last
Kenku.
before the. So Kenku are actually different.
Oh. Well then, be whatever you want to be.
Kenku are flightless birds.
Got it.
You want to give us his name? her name? Their name?
Of course. Let me just, I have it written down. It's just loading.
I've got
yes, waiting for your writing to load.
I've
Yeah.
got a really good name for your avatar.
Let me hear it.
So hear me out, right?
Okay.
It's nice to keep it nice, short, and sweet, and to the point.
Okay.
So why don't you name them Q
Q?
for Quo?
Well,
You know.
I'm not against that.
They could supply gadgets to spies.
You all come up with these complex names. I don't understand.
I got it. Okay. The name will be Qrirk. Qrirk.
What a
It's like-
name.
It's like quirk, but it's quirky and different. So it's quirk.
That's a good one. Nice.
Thank you.
Anything else for your turn?
That is all of my points.
All right, who we got next?
Is that me?
I believe it is.
I got 6 points. And Josh, do we think we're ready to move our armies yet? Excuse me. Or are we like still in prep phase? Excuse me. Sorry. Ooh.
I don't really have a. I mean, I feel like an army that's made up of dragons is pretty much always ready to go do army things. So whenever you feel like you guys are ready,
What are you guys marching on?
Well, that's the thing. I would assume the Hemeticians, but also we probably
the
want
Hemeticians
to.
are all underground.
Yeah. Well,
Angry.
your
What are
people
we
know that?
angry about? About our destroyed library. Who are we gonna go kill? I don't know.
Anyone?
Are you raising an army to
I-
fight Zanir?
I feel like we are owed the resources to reconstruct our library
on.
and market, and I feel like we should go and seize them from the Hemeticians as representatives of Zanir. And the Hemeticians left
Yes.
behind a pretty big civilization, so our armies may not even be challenged when we get to Rust Free and No Wood. You know, if no one comes up to look, then maybe our armies are just manpower and dragon power and bird power, and they help us move things.
I think
But
that's a great idea.
That's kind of my thinking.
Let's do it. I think this is perfect. So I say we start. We're both flying, so I assume we can get there at pretty fast rates of speed, except for the transport of the lightning cannons.
I think
But-
maybe we start with Rust Free because it's the closest
Yeah.
and it's where they discovered steel. So there's probably
Yeah.
some leftover materials there.
Let's
Watch,
do it.
is it accurate that they have left those cities behind, or are there still Hemeticians living there? They're just also digging.
No, those cities have been abandoned.
Okay.
And there has been enough time that has gone by that they are probably ruined.
Okay.
Mhm.
So we're talking about moving our armies here.
Yep. How much would that cost to a
Armies.
command? Just
Um,
I'm
do
not
you have a
commanding.
command?
I'm
Oh,
not
no, not
commanding at my avatar because my avatar isn't a military person.
I think the
In this
armies
case?
would probably count as an order. That would
Yeah.
make the most sense to me.
Yeah,
And
command order. So
at
2
the
points.
discretion of the others, since we have allied ourselves, like I would say you could command my order without a penalty to your points. But if the
Granted.
others, okay,
I think that penalty would apply if the other god doesn't want to let you do that.
What is the penalty anyway?
it's like
Double.
+5 or something. It's significant.
I would allow this, but if the other gods don't want it.
I want to make sure Wash gets a chance to weigh in because it's an army that's about to go and move against his people.
I mean, that's fine. That's
Okay.
fine. Have we figured out what the
I'm
rules
so
of
sorry, guys.
conflict
I
are?
have to leave real quick. I'm sorry. Give me a quick second.
You're fine.
Of conquest?
In the meantime, I can talk about the rules of conflict. Conflict is settled according to the rulebook here with opposed d6s, and you add a d6 for every advantage or take away a d6 for every material disadvantage. So if I have an army and I'm marching on a city that has a wall, then we each roll a d6 because they don't have an army, but they have a wall, and I have an army, but I have to get through the wall. But if I then send a plague to that city, in the same turn, then now that city is rolling without their advantage. So maybe that gives me an advantage, or maybe we take away a dice from them. But I feel like they should, everyone should get at least 1d6 to roll. So probably that would just give me a bonus. But that's basically they were like, if you can't settle it just by talking amongst yourselves and deciding how many d6 you get new friends. That's the actual wording in the rule book. So we just talk it out and figure out how it would happen.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
that makes sense.
And so like, what's the outcome? Is it like the loss of resources on the other side, or like
I think
if
that's also
somebody
left
rolls
up,
higher, like
yeah, I think that's also left up to us to decide. In the case where there's not, like, I would say probably if there's enough advancements, then it probably takes more than 5 years for the war to end. But if it's something like our current situation, if we were to fight right now, it would be 2 armies versus your 1 army. And then, we could factor in advantages or disadvantages. But I think that's enough that it probably gets resolved in 1 round. So the higher roll wins, basically. Either our army gets their butt kicked and they're sent home with their tails between their legs, or your army loses and we're able to take the resources that are our goal. If there were more than that, then it could be, maybe the first time we were able to knock down the city's wall, but the second time we have to fight the city or something like that. But that's just my take on it. If you got other ideas, I'm open to them.
no, that makes sense.
And I think probably just the aggressor should just state a goal, and then that goal is what happens if they win, and
Yeah.
the defenders,
Within reason.
negate that.
So there's currently 2 armies heading my way.
Yeah. Well, I
they're
mean,
going
heading
to
to
rest
advantages.
free at the moment. But yes, there's a Cavalrite army and an A2 army, which are traveling together, and the A2 army have a material advantage, which is that Jake created lightning cannons for them. So the lightning cannons will move more slowly, but they, for the actual conflict, they'll be part of it.
I'll be right
And how mobile are they? Like,
They're, I think,
Are they moving?
he was saying they're like cannons, like they're wheeled, and also
I meant the armies.
Oh, since they're both flying groups, we were saying that when they're not arrayed for combat, they can move pretty quickly. But if it was like, we had to march through your space, then it would probably be like any other army, and we'd have to work out ground rules, probably roll for their distance and stuff. Since Rest Free's abandoned, they're just like, hey, just get there. So everyone's flying there.
Right.
If any of that feels unfair to you, totally open to modifying it.
No, that's fair. So they're heading to Rest Free or the Hematetians?
They're going to
Hematetian
Rest
Mountains.
Free right now.
Oh, okay.
They're going to Rest Free, where they're going to scour for resources to rebuild their library and market. And as you said, it's ruined, so they may not find very many or any. And then they have I don't want to just speak for Jake, but they have the option of either going down that city to get to where the Hematetians are, or moving to Nowood and then trying to get down from there.
Hey guys,
Hey.
I regret to inform that I am sick, and
Aw.
that I have recently Ralphed.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Poor Ralph.
Hey, Goo.
So I think I'm gonna call it a night here. I trust Josh to spend my remaining points wisely in the
Okay.
interest of the innovation and also getting back the great market and stuff. But it's been fun. I'm sorry I'm not feeling well. I need to go back to the bathroom now.
That's okay. Sorry, I
my
hope
guy.
you feel better.
Feel better.
Take care of yourself,
Bye,
man.
everybody.
See ya.
I'll see you guys later. Bye.
Bye.
So I just got back. What just happened?
Two things just happened. The first one is that Jake is feeling ill and had to leave, and the second is that when he left, he threw off all of the other Discord overlays. So
Oh,
give
true.
me a second to put all your faces back. Or if we want, we could call it a night because Jake is feeling ill and come back to this on Wednesday if everyone's available Wednesday at 9.
yeah.
Because it is getting late anyway.
I think it's 11 o'clock. Yeah.
What are your thoughts, Wash? I want to be especially sensitive to you on this because you've been working with me the longest on it.
Let's see. No, you're fine. I don't know if Wednesday is available. Wednesday is probably available. Yeah, Wednesday looks available for me. I can do that.
Okay. So with that in mind, we're going to actually call this session here. You at home. We're going to call this session here and pick back up with world building on Wednesday at 9 o'clock. Thanks again, Wash, for being here with us. If you guys have not already checked out his channel, definitely go check out @WashBrunello. He's an excellent painter and just a cool guy all around. And thanks to Trevor, our mod, for joining us for a project. This is his second stream with us, but it's the first time that we've gotten to bring him in for something on camera and stuff, so that's fun. And yeah, from all of us here at Wing Badger Gaming, GG's and GN.
Bye.